If you're in debt, if you feel stuck, then we can relate. I've been there too, and I'm telling you, you can climb out. I did it through crypto scalping, and so can you. Just a few years ago, I was drowning over 50K debt, credit cards maxed out, back taxes not paid, insane medical bills, and zero idea how to get out of it. Today, my portfolio is worth over $1 million, and it's all thanks to my completely unique scalping strategy. In 2020, I really hit rock bottom. I was laid off, the pandemic hit hard, and I was living off borrowed money. My phone was constantly buzzing with debt collectors, and I remember searching how to make money online fast, and that was the start of this journey. One night, I stumbled across a video on crypto trading, and I found something called scalping. It's short, fast trades aiming for tiny profits multiple times a day, and pretty much immediately I was hooked. I devoured every bit of content I could find. I studied price action, support, resistance, RSI, volume, and MACD indicators. I followed the trends of every other online trader because I thought I saw them making money. However, I soon discovered it was all just bullshit. And almost every YouTube crypto trader promised bull runs. The market was going up. The alt season had started. Their crypto moonbags were exploding. Though when I looked at the market, everything was going sideways or pretty much completely bearish. And have you ever noticed the same thing that I'm talking about? So when you take a step back, you actually notice the market might have a sudden spike up to the upside for several days, and then subsequently it spends months plummeting, and your gains have all been pretty much wiped out, right? Why? So why is that? And since this is almost always the case, how can you make money as a trader? And most of us are not millionaires and billionaires, and we don't have whale wallets. We have a few $100, maybe a few $1,000 at best, and we're probably even in debt. So once I learned to stop listening to these jokers, I removed myself from what I had learned and intentionally unlearned it all, kind of like a brain reset. I guarantee you, you can relate to what I'm telling you because we've all been there, right? You study the charts for hours, for days, for weeks, and every time you jumped into a trade, the market immediately went against you. Yeah, I mean, that's because it's all bullshit. Indicators, support lines, resistance levels, it's all made up. They don't tell you anything. If you make a trade based on an RSI or a MACD, you're pretty much gambling. You may as well play blackjack or throw it all on red at the roulette table. The market doesn't have a brain or feelings or decide what it wants to do. It's other humans just like you and me who decide where the market goes. Millions of traders buying and selling trillions of dollars at a time to make an asset increase or decrease its value. An indicator on TradingView or past market performance can't tell you what will happen next. The only way to make a strategic move and jump into a correct trade, a trade which gets you gains, is by blocking out everything you already know and follow exactly what I tell you. Since it is other humans, other traders, buyers, and sellers who demand where the market goes, you have to read them. You have to study them. That is the only way to know when to take a short or to take a long. There are two ways to do this. The first, it's simple. Stay up to date with the economic news, get invested in financial knowledge, and not just the crypto market, but all markets, like Wall Street, US policies, EU policies, what China is doing, what is happening with oil and gold. You need to know what is happening on this planet before you can scalp. Don't even bother starting without filling your brain with financial and economic news first. You got to learn to walk before you can run. Surround yourself online with economists, geopolitics, international market makers, and more. Do it day in and day out. Cram your mind full of this stuff. Once you have that shit on repeat in your brain, you're soon ready to run. So what is the second step? What is it that I do to decide if I'm going to take a long or a short and turn $500 into $1,500 within a few minutes? It's this screen right here. What you've been looking at this entire video. It's the liquidation heat map. Now, what does it do? It tells you what other humans are doing with their money. It tells you exactly where they fucked up and what mistakes they've made and where they will get wrecked in the future when the market moves against them. It's a super obvious chart. A cold region tells you there's no liquidity, and a hot region tells you there is liquidity. The hotter the region, the more liquidity. So what is liquidity? It's the money that gets wiped out of the market. This can either be in shorts or longs. Investors are going long here and getting wiped out there. Investors are going short here and getting wiped out there. So why is it important to know this? Well, that's where the market will move. Where the most amount of liquidity is, the whale investors, the market makers, the owners of the exchanges you're trading your crypto on, will all group together and push the market in that direction to wipe out that liquidity and keep it for themselves. If they can do this, then you can too. This is what I do, and I trade in the direction of liquidity. Now, this is just scratching the surface. There is more to it than this. If you want to learn my secrets on how to do a scalp or a day trade with this strategy, then scan this QR code to sign up to my mega cheap $5 course. For the cost of a movie ticket, I'll teach you everything I do to make my trades. I teach it with one video. This course is lightning fast, so don't waste your time buying indicators and getting into private discords or telegrams and all that other rubbish. Why would you waste hundreds of bucks on other courses related to candlesticks, wicks, dojis, fair value gaps, and all that other nonsense? I'm being completely honest. It's just hot air, and they're to fuck with your brain. People selling that crap to you have no proof that they know what they're doing. They aren't driving Lambos, they're in their mum's basement selling junk. I'm teaching you one thing and one thing only: how to study the future of the market by knowing what other investors are doing. And that's it. And at 25 bucks, I'm basically giving it away for free. I personally started this strategy after years of wasting my time with other experts. I had lost everything. My debt was crushing me. I was down to my last 400 bucks, and I knew I had to do something, or my darkest days would be straight in front of me. I made a 30-minute scalp with just $50 and really crazy leverage, and I turned it into a $90 profit. I stopped immediately after that and waited. I studied the liquidity heat map, and when the time was right, I did it again and again. And soon, 9 times out of 10, I was correct in my entries and making a few $100 a day. Within 2 months, I was making even a few $1,000s every day. And from there, I decided to sell everything I owned, my car, my assets. I didn't care what price I got. I just sold it all on eBay and took those profits to pour into my crypto wallet. I was then able to trade with larger amounts and less leverage and started making more than 10K per day. It's no bullshit. I haven't listened to or watched a single guru on YouTube or Twitter or wherever else since. I just focus on this and that's it. And now I chill outdoors every day. I drink coffee, smoke my cigars, walk my dog, live completely debt free, and have daily income from doing the right thing. I know you can relate and dream of the same thing. So make sure to follow the link, the QR code, pay the $5 for this ridiculously cheap and easy course, and start making money in this market, get out of debt, and start living life.